Dear students, the next recruitment source is executive search firms. First of all, we need to know that what is meant by executive search firms. Executive search is a source of recruiting a senior manager and professional. As we discussed previously, that employment agencies are used to hire clerical and secretarial staff. Then management recruitment consultants are used to hire professional and managerial staff. But executive search firm, as the name indicates, it helps to recruit a senior managers and professionals. And commonly it is called as headhunting because you are hunting a head of an organization. You are hunting a head of a department. You are hunting an executive for your organization. When we need to use it, it is favored to when the personnel with the required skills and experience are not known to be seeking a job change. When you come to know that the person who is not seeking a job change, then you can go for the executive search firm. Then the number of people with the necessary qualification and experience is limited. As you know that executives are limited. Executives having required qualification and experience are limited. So whenever you have a limited people with appropriate qualification or experience for the top position, then you should use the executive search firms. Number 3, maximum confidentiality is desired. When you need a maximum confidentiality, then you can use executive search firm because hiring of executive is a confidential matter for the company and it is a confidential matter for the executive too. The Egon-Zehnder executive search process is a very famous search process. We need to discuss its different steps. Let's discuss it one by one, that how we can use the executive search firms and what are the different steps in executive search. The first step is to organize a meeting. Hold the initial client meeting and to define the client problem or need. You have to arrange a meeting, and in the meeting you have to discuss the client need. You have to discuss the client problem. In step 2, you have confirmed the proposed method, that how you would do the executive search. Then you have to confirm the targets which you want to achieve. Then you have to talk about the timings, that in which particular time you need that executive in your organization. And then responsibility of a consultant, that what consultant will do for the executive search firm. And then the fees. These are the different things which need to be confirmed in the second step. In the third step, you have to conduct a systematic search through research, approaching sources in a position to comments and finding targets. So it is not easy to find executive. If you want to find an executive, then you have to conduct a research, an appropriate research, a formal research. And through formal research, you can reach to your target. Number 4 step is to interview potential candidates and prepare a confidential report. In the 4th step, you have to interview the executive, then you have to make a confidential report for your client. And in the 5th step, you have to present candidates and check reference. You have to present candidates to the company and you have to do the reference checks. And in the 6th step, you have to assist with offers, that what executives are looking for, what package they are looking for. You can offer negotiations and you can offer the follow-up. So that would be the 6th step. After this step, we have to discuss that executive search firm and that as a recruitment sources are very expensive. How much expensive it is? It is more expensive than employment agencies. It is more expensive than management recruitment consultant. So fees of 25 to 40% of total remuneration are paid in 3 installments. First installment, 1/3 in advance, followed by 2 scheduled payments. The fees are paid whether or not a candidate is hired. It is not guaranteed that you are using executive search firm and you would hire a consultant, you would hire a candidate, you would hire an executive. It is not necessary. So expenses are billed separately and are not itemized. The high cost, along with the questionable performance of executive search firms and a conflict of interest, has raised question about the value of executive search firms. So it is critique on the use of executive search firm in the organization. It is claimed that 50 to 60% of all executive search results in the hiring of the individual who was initially specified. The guy who you initially specified for executive position, in most of the cases, such kind of the guy would be hired for your client.